Ready? Are we recording ready? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Modify Your Life podcast, where sometimes we have these things called heavy talks. Heavy talks is where we get straight into it, no fluff. We talk about things. Well, I personally talk about things that we need to hear that we don't want to hear, that our friends and our loved ones are not willing to tell us. I've never done a heavy talks with a guest on it, but we're going to get into it, right? And what I felt would be great to go on with heavy talks is going to be this, right? That life doesn't stop when we change our life, when we want to change our life around, right? Life does not get easier just because you're choosing to track your food. Life does not become easier just because you want to lose weight. Life does not become easier just because you want to live a better and happier and healthier lifestyle, whether it be with food or yourself or relationships or with God or anything like that, right? And I personally feel that when we start our weight loss journeys or our life changes, we expect things to get easy. We expect it to just start flowing. We expect our 100-pound weight loss to be done in 6 weeks, not 6 months or 6 years, right? And with starting with that headspace, it is going to be easy. You are going to trip and fall faster than you ever expected. What are your thoughts on that?
If you are going through something in life, does that mean you can just choose to not go to work? No. Your bills are still going to be due on the 1st or whenever they're due. You don't have a choice when it comes to making money in this world. Nobody lives for free. Why are you giving yourself that same choice when it comes to your life? We do all of this shit for money, but when it comes to the betterment of ourselves and living a life we want, we let ourselves fall short. Why is that? Why does that happen? Because it's so easy to do that. And so this idea that, it's going to get easier. If you come to me and ask, how long did it take? You already set yourself up for failure, because this isn't a journey that ends at some point, right? Some people online show results, befores and afters. There is no after. This journey is lifelong. You change your life. You modify your life. Hey. It isn't just accomplish task and then everything goes back to normal, right? Yeah. So when shit hits the fan, you don't just go back to your default settings, because then you're going to end up exactly where you are right now before you even got started. So back to my first question, right? Shit hits the fan. You're just going to not go to work, right? Like, we all know the ramifications of that. We just don't hold ourselves to that higher standard.
No, because
question back to you is why? Why does that happen? Well, that when life gets busy and you need a break, people let it happen.
Well, because there's no financial gain behind it, right? It's so funny you brought that up too with work, right? I'm so happy you brought that up. A year or two ago, I made this video that I was very self-conscious to post because I was very weird about talking, right? Didn't feel I was ready to talk. And I said that your boss will tell you, you'll tell yourself on Sunday that you're going to go to the gym. You'll tell yourself on Sunday that you're going to do better. You'll tell yourself on Sunday that you're going to become a better person. You tell yourself on Sunday you're going to make the bed. You tell yourself on Sunday or Sunday night, you tell yourself on Monday, that you're going to go to the gym and track your food, whatever it is, right? And then you wake up and you forget about your goals. You don't even attempt it. Like, oh damn, I forgot today was the day I was changed my life. But your boss will say, hey, on Monday morning, I need you coming early. Hey, on Monday, I need you to stay a little bit later. Hey, on Monday, I need you to blah, blah, blah. And I posted that. I'm like, why don't you, and you'll do it. You won't second get, you maybe get pissed off. You'll maybe get mad. Oh, don't you get pissed off that you have to track your food? But yet you don't do it. Oh, don't you get mad that you had to lose weight because you look in the mirror and not happy with your body? Oh, don't you get mad when your boss tells you to work extra hours when you had a plan to go out with your friends? But you do it anyways for your boss, but you don't do it for yourself. And when I posted that, there was so many people like, well, what are you talking about? My boss asked me to stay late. I don't do it. Oh, I don't know who you work for, but my boss would never ask me to blah, blah. I wouldn't blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you would, because your ass is living paycheck to paycheck. So if your boss told you to come in on Sunday and it was your kid's birthday, your ass is still going to show up. So shut up. Stop talking a big game, because you live paycheck to paycheck like 99% of the people in the world. But at the end of the day, you don't live paycheck to paycheck with yourself, right? They'll sit here and be like, oh, well, I wouldn't do that. Well, that's why your life is so fucked up, because I wouldn't do that. My boss told me I'll just quit. No, you won't, because you have bills. No, you won't. You have a phone bill to pay. No, you won't, because you're so invested into going out with your friends who've done the same shit every single weekend since you graduated high school that you can't not have money, because you rather show to your friends who are also pieces of shit that you could flex on them. You're flexing on pieces of shit that you're a better piece of shit, instead of you show people that are actually doing good with their life that you could also keep up with them. You're not willing to do that. That's what Heavy Talks are. He's the first time on Heavy Talks. Right? We're hyped up right now. But no, it's very true. So there's no financial gain behind it. So when we wake up, we don't go to the gym. When we wake up, we don't track our food. When we wake up, oh, it's okay, I'll do it again. But guess what? Yes, you would show up early if your boss told you because you need money. Yes, you would come and stay later if you need to because your boss said you because you need money. Okay, well, how about this? Show up to the gym, track your food because you, yourself, your mom, your dad, your kids want you to live a life longer than you're going to live if you stay overweight. There's your financial gain, life. Because there's no price tag on a body. Unless you're the hospitals.
Or a model. But
Yeah.
with that, right, I want to address the listener or the viewer that might be offended. You might get offended.
Good.
Dog.
Okay, my bad.
If you're offended,
It's the first time on Heavy Talk. If you're offended, good. Because
That's
that means it struck a nerve.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. I'm glad you're offended. And so if we were just pieces of shit that we're talking out of our ass,
They would turn this podcast already.
you being offended would make sense, right? But it's not. Look us up. We've been through some shit. I'm not even gonna give you the spark notes, but I don't need to explain as to why I deserve to be here and having this conversation with you. I know what I've done. And I know what you might be going through. Again, this whole idea of empathy, not sympathy. I've been through shit. I know you can get through shit. So if you feel offended, take that as a sign that you need to address something within you. Because maybe we're calling you out on shit that you've been hiding from or you've been distracting yourself from, right? I had a day when I looked in the mirror and I was like, what is that? I've been through so much in life, and you probably have been through so much in life. And then the viewer, the listener has also been through so much in life. And you can use that as an excuse to not do something or a reason to do something. That is the difference between people that succeed and people that accomplish things and people that don't. If you listen to what we just said and you got offended, okay, address something internally. Why did we offend you? Why did you feel some type of way about us describing your life? If that's what it is, it's offensive because we're telling you exactly how you're living and you don't want to own up to it. No. We both had that moment where we had to own up to it and say, you know what? I am the problem. It is me. Nothing happened in my life to make me be this way. I choose to do it, and I choose to do it over and over again. It comes back to my idea about a routine. Whether you have a structured one or not, you have a routine that you follow every single day. Is that routine pushing you forward or holding you back? And this whole idea of, oh, I need a break, right? Life doesn't stop. You must perform without a purpose. You have to wake up and do what you need to do for yourself, because nobody in this world, unless you're in like a care facility where somebody is literally paid to help you live your life, nobody's going to come and tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. It's on you to take responsibility for yourself. So again, if you're offended, start journaling, trying to figure out what's going on, that you're upset that people who have come from the mud, I'm talking, we're down there with the worms and achieve greatness, and we're calling you out on it. Why does that offend you? Pass it back to you, my boy.
Because the hardest thing they're going to do, the hardest thing in life that I've done, the hardest thing in life you've done, the hardest thing in life Francine's done, right, is realizing that you're the problem. And realizing that no one is going to come and save you. And the reason why you're in the predicament that you're in, you have the life that you live, you have the belly that you have, you drive the car that you have, your bank account looks the way it is because of you. And that's speaking from someone who was, credit score went down to damn near the 519. That's speaking to someone that was in debt to keep up with a Camaro that I couldn't afford. That was speaking with someone that was driving Uber. That was speaking with someone who was financially, mentally, emotionally broken. That was speaking with someone who's disconnected from, my walk with my believer in what I believe in, right? That's speaking from someone who was just living the life of the world and just didn't care about anything other than what materialistic shit I could buy to impress people that didn't have a pot to piss in. So when I'm speaking about this stuff, it's not from a book. It's from none of these books that are up here that I've already read. It's from none of the books that are back over here that I've read. It's literally from my life. My life did not start changing until I realized that no one was going to stop for me. Nothing was going to get easier for me. And nothing or no one, no entity, no person, not my mom, not my dad, not my grandpa could do the work for me. It's me shoveling shit every single day with a smile on my face because I'm happy that I'm actually here to shovel shit. Because at one point in my life, I was ready to stop shoveling shit. I was ready to take my life. I was ready to just say, well, I'm wasted space for Francine because no one wants a fat ass boyfriend. I'm a wasted space for my family because I'm damn near at the next stage. I'm not gonna be able to wipe my ass. It's already hard for me to get out of bed. I was ready to go, but overcoming that battle mental battle, physical battle, emotional battle, definitely a spiritual battle, right? Because I'm a man of God, and for me to think those stuff, that was definitely there's a disconnect spiritually. Is understanding that all those things that I was feeling were 100% true because that was an action I was taking to build that lifestyle. Because once I started to, I'm not gonna say track my food. Once I signed up for the gym, I got a boost of confidence, right? Once I started to do this, I got a boost of confidence. Do this, a boost of confidence. And over time, my boost of confidence was so compounded that even when I had a bad day, I still pushed through it. But not one time in my weight loss journey did anything stop. I still had bills. I still had debt. I still had a girlfriend. I still had to be a son. I still had to be a brother. I still had to work. I still had my own personal drama. I had my own things to overcome. I had my childhood stuff to overcome. All that stuff, it didn't stop just because I had 50,000 followers, 100,000, 200,000. Nothing stops because you want to become better. You just have to go head on with every single mistake you've made, because at the end of the day, every single mistake you made, you're going to go full circle and you're going to have to face it. So for instance, I started doing good with life. I started being a good person. There was people I had to apologize to for being such an asshole. I started to do good and work on my finances. Guess what? I still got to pay the IRS for years of fucking up. Everything you do in your life that is wrong, no matter when you start changing your life around, you're going to have to face that music, right? Like I said, plenty of times before, wake up every single day with a smile on your face and a helmet and a sword and a shield and a bulletproof vest and be prepared to take it on, because that's going to be the difference from winning or losing in life. Is going to be taking on every single situation head on, or running away from every single situation, or putting it to the side and dealing with it later. The people that deal with stuff later is never going to win in life.
They don't deal with it.
They don't do. She never deal with it. It's like fucking a whole bunch of Band-Aids.
And then I want to address, right? So that's why you're going into it, right? In the beginning. And this also goes back to that whole conversation about being offended. You know, we all have jobs. You have to work to live or do something. There's always an exchange of some type of service for your living. When you first started that job, you had to go through training, and you most likely were a little bit nervous. You didn't know what to do, but you knew you had to do it.
Probably sucked at it.
Then you got it. You started, then you got better. Then you got better, you got better, now you're confident. Then you're probably in a position where you could probably train somebody if you needed, right? That's what you need to do for yourself, for your life, for your fitness, for this journey. And so back to that conversation about being offended, right? Okay, cool. We offended you. You did the internal reflection and you looked at the lies and everything you told yourself. Congratulations in terms of this journey. It doesn't get easier, but that is one of the hardest parts, right? The desire to quit at the beginning is always the most. And so once you address yourself and say, okay, something has to change, I'm actually going to do it. Every day waking up, it's still hard. But once you got over that hurdle of getting over yourself and your perception of your life and what it should be and what's easy and what's worth it, once you get through all of that, it's slightly less hard to do the shit that you thought was hard, because facing yourself is always the hardest part. We tell ourselves lies and as a joke, but there's always truth behind it. I tell people, look, you can lie to me all you want. Just don't lie to yourself. Once you stop lying to yourself, right, it doesn't get easier, but then you realize that it's hard and you need to get through the hard shit, because what comes after it is so much more worth it, right? So I tell a lot of people don't climb mountains just to get to the top of the mountain. They climb it to go on the journey, the expedition. Then once you get to the top, it makes it so much more worth it, because you saw everything you went through to get to the top of that. And so when you're climbing that mountain, if an avalanche comes, aka something in life throws you off, what are you going to do? Just pack it up and go home? No, you still have to get to the top of that mountain. You get through that avalanche and you keep going up that mountain. So when you think you need a break, that's when you need to go harder. That's when you need to figure out, why are you here? Are you really in it for the right reasons? What can you hold on to keep you going? That's why that hard part in the beginning of overcoming yourself is so important, because when you have 99 excuses on not to do something, you only need one reason to do it. And sometimes it's because I said I would. Yep. As humans in this world, as men, as women, as whatever you are, all you have is your word. If you tell me you're going to do it and then you don't, I no longer trust you. And that's just how it goes. You need to be able to be a stand-up citizen in this world. And that starts with making promises to yourself and keeping them no matter what. And I want to bold, capitalize, and underline the no matter what, because shit's coming. You can't be ready for it. You don't know when it's coming. You don't know what it's going to be. But if you expect it, you can overcome it.
Let's go, big dog. I wrote something the other day, and I want to end off with this, all right? You know, heavy talks don't go long, all right? We can't be sitting here beating people up for 20, 60 minutes, right? But it's just it's something we have talked about. Two people have overcame a lot of stuff. You listening have overcame a lot of stuff. But sometimes we need a little pick-me-up. Sometimes we need to hear this stuff where it's like, shit, I'd rather hear from two ex-fat people. I'm going to say X-men. Two X-men, ex-fat men, right? Than hear from someone who's never had to overcome a fat joke or a titty slap in their life, right? So understand this, right? I'm going to leave off with this bad boy. Then we're going to get going. Still got 2 more podcasts to shoot. Is this. The reason why you're not getting the results you want is because you're not doing what you need.
All this happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man. It can't be.